Hey there, it's Walt, and I'm deep in the woods in the Green Mountains of Vermont, traveling for the very first time in 13 or 14 months, and it feels so good to be able to be out and about again. And as I've been walking in the woods, I've been thinking about a question that has been with me over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And that's the question, what do I want to take with me? And it's the question I'd like to pose to you today. What do you want to take with you? With you from this experience, with you from this time that we have all grappled with, that we have all struggled with, that we have, many of us, grieved through. What lessons do you want to take with you? Because for many, we don't want to go back to the way life was. We sure would like it to be back to normal, but we don't want that normal that was that normal crazy thing in our life. We don't want the crazy commutes, the crazy schedules. We don't want the back to back. We want something that is saner and sweeter and softer. We want to get back to friends and loved ones, but we don't want to climb back onto the hamster wheel. We don't necessarily want to be back into the hermetically sealed offices. We don't want life really the way it was. We want something better, different. I have an interesting research anomaly to share with you, and it's this. When I do my time management and productivity workshops for corporations, I have a exercise, I call it the values matrix, that I do early on in the program, and it's a very simple exercise. On the left-hand side, I ask people to write down the top 5 things that they say they value, like health and wellness and family and reading and lifelong learning. And on the right-hand side, I ask folks to write the top 5 places or activities that they engage in. And there's nothing wrong with each list. Both lists are just fine, I say. But where most of our stress and overwhelm and anxiety and unhappiness comes from is from that disconnect between the two lists. Because for many on the left-hand side, they write wellness and family and fitness and learning and travel and adventure. On the right-hand side, they write work and office and work. And what I have found, interestingly, particularly as 2021 came to pass, that more and more people were finding a greater congruity between that left-hand side of the list and the right-hand side. That is, more and more people were spending time, or at least aware that they wanted to prioritize their time getting congruent between both sides of that list. So there was a lack of discontinuity. And as I have asked, I have discovered that more and more people want to maintain that congruity. That is, they want to spend their time on what really matters to them. And so I've been asking myself, what is it that I want to carry forward as I go forward beyond this time? We're on the threshold of perhaps life coming back to something that resembles normality. What do I want to carry forward? And I was thinking as I was walking in the woods that 14 months ago I was on this same walking by this same beautiful stream, and how I took it for granted that it would be here when I got back to the United States. Next time I traveled back to see my precious daughter, next time I traveled back to the spot, it would be, weeks or months, but it would happen. And it ended up being the last time in a long time. Joan Didion has that phrase that she begins her memoir with, The Year of Magical Thinking. She says, life changes in an instant, in an ordinary instant. Life changes in an instant, in an ordinary instant, and how true that was for so many of us, that life changed in an instant and nothing was like it was. And I think it's that lesson that I want to carry forward. I'm always so aware of the preciousness of this great gift that is our lives, and yet how easy it is for all of us, how easy it is for me just to stay in constant action, to keep driving forward and not stop and realize that this moment could be the only moment, that this moment is the only moment. And I want to carry the lesson forward that we can take nothing for granted, that every single moment is precious. So as you think about the days and the weeks and the months ahead, I invite you to ask yourself, what is it that you want to take with you? Make it a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Talk soon.